Hello guys, Blacksmith here. Making a video today talking about something which is holding everyone back, but most people are going to keep doing it. But if you can break the cycle, and more importantly, if you can notice it in yourself and other people, it's going to help you make money sports betting. It's going to help you a lot actually, and that is betting based on what you think. Now this is a bit of a different subject, but for me personally, my life was a complete mess for quite a long time, and then a few years ago I kind of got things together, I found some mentors, and my life completely turned around. And I was guilty of doing this same thing all the time. When they would tell me, Ben, this is what you need to do, and these are people who've been through similar things to me, got their life together, they've been there, they've done that. And I would say, yeah, but I think, and they would always say, Ben, what you think has got you to where you are. So what you think is not right, okay? So start listening to people that are more intelligent than you, or start making decisions based on facts, not based on feelings. Sports betting is exactly the same as that. What you think usually is wrong. And this happens in two contexts. One is misremembering. So sometimes I will look at a UFC fight, for example, and I will see the fight announced and go, oh, I know who I'm gonna bet on. Then when I do my research, my opinion will completely change, because maybe I like one of the fighters and I'm remembering them looking a bit sharper in the previous fights. Or maybe I remember it because I like them and I forget that their opponents aren't very good. Our biases, we are humans, we're extremely biased creatures. We will also make assumptions based on what we've seen before, and that can be useful or it can give us a bias. So that's one important thing to remember. The second thing to recognize is your instinctual reaction of, oh, I think that team's gonna win. That's what most people will be thinking. So what they're gonna be doing is, the books will be looking for this instinctual reaction. I'll give you the cliche example I always give, Man City. So, Man City are a team who the public always bet on. The average punter loves to bet Man City. So the books know that they're probably going to favour them in most bets. Most people are going to say, yeah, Man City are going to win. This means that that's where most people are going to be betting. So the books are going to make sure that the value is not there. They're going to make sure it's really bad value. Of course they're going to win most of the time, but what you're going to get in return, the odds that they're giving you, are not worth the risk. So, when there's a big favourite, obviously what I'm going to talk about next kind of doesn't apply. It does sometimes, depending on the variation, but we're more talking about when this is underdogs or closer games. Whatever the public's on, or whatever the average person, whether it's your mates, you know, whether it's people on Twitter, for me it's VIPs or people that message me from the group. If they're betting the opposite to what I am, I feel good. If they're betting the same as me, I start worrying. Israel Adesanya, du Plessis, great example. 70% of people on Adesanya. When I saw that, I was like, okay, my pick for du Plessis, I feel a bit more confident about it now, because the books don't want to lose money. Okay, they're not going to get the line right every time, but they spend a lot of money making sure the lines are right, so they're going to be accurate. So what we're doing when we're doing this, we're letting the book tell us the right way to go, because the side the public is on is not going to have value, or it's only going to have value if the books get it wrong. So the majority of the time it's not going to have value. That means the other side is probably going to be the side that we want to take, or it's going to be the better side, or more importantly, you can use this to avoid making a bet or bad bet that either doesn't have good value, or to make a bet, you know, that's going to lose. Today, Leverkusen is one. That's a good example. A lot of people betting them. They should win, but at 1.58 odds or whatever it is, that is terrible value. Really, really poor value. That says that they're going to win, you know, 75% of the time. And I'll tell you this, that means they win 7.5 times out of 100. They will lose a couple times from just bad luck, from a penalty, a red card, you know, or a draw. So that line is not profitable long term. Yeah, people will bet it and it will win, and they'll say, see, look, I made money betting that, you were wrong. No, because if you take that over a long period of time, you're not going to make money doing that. So you've got to shift out this mindset of thinking I want to have a winning bet now, because if you do that, yeah, you might win now, but what you're gonna win is not gonna be worth the risk that you're taking. And then when you play that same bet tomorrow, you're gonna have a loss, and you're actually gonna be minus money because you didn't get a full unit back, you got 0.58 units back. So use what people are betting on as a bit of a thermometer for what are the public doing, and then you can take it a step further. I keep saying in my video VISN, it's VSIN, that's my dyslexia show in there. Use their bet calculator that shows you the split. Obviously, the lines aren't entirely accurate. They apparently get their data from DraftKings, but it's a fairly good representation because people, human beings, we are very simple creatures. We will all behave in the same manner. So if 90% of people are betting Atletico Madrid, guess what? 90% of people on another book are probably going to be betting them. There'll be a slight variation, but it's going to be around about the same. So it doesn't necessarily mean that's not the side to play, but it means you need to assess, is there actually value here? Because if everyone's betting it, there probably isn't much value there. So one thing, you've got to see the odds. Two, you've got to consider, are the bookies manipulating us to take in that? For example, today, I can't remember who it was, but I looked at a favourite who I faded. I can't remember who it is now, it may be Sevilla. But they've got 70% of all bets on them. The line is going up. So people are laying money down, but the books are trying to keep getting you to bet them. They're making the line more attractive, taking the money on. So the books know that it's going to be a draw or they're going to lose. That's the next piece of the puzzle. Is it the draw or is it going to be their opponent, Villarreal in this case? So have a think about that, because this is extremely important. Because if you bet like everyone else, you're not going to make money, because 97% of people lose money sports betting. If you want to be part of that 3%, obviously you've got to do something different to what they're doing. This is the best way how. Figure out what they're doing and try not to do it, or use it as a bit of a thermometer to assess if you're making the right decision. So it's just a quick snippet, but it's a very useful piece of information because it's free to find out. You should always have your finger on the pulse. There are people out there who will say, don't listen to what other people think. I understand that. If you are a real expert on a sport, I completely get that. But most of us are not really smarter than the books. So if you're not a true expert on lines on the sport, this is a hack. Let the book show you who they want you to bet and then fade that option. Then use your own analysis to predict if it's going to be draw or not. Or look for sports where there's only two options, where there is no draw. Give that a go, guys. You will make more money. Go and join the link in the description. Go in there if you want to sign up to VIP, send me a message, just scroll up and look for the VIP notes, ping me a message, get in, sign up, or just go there to get some free plays. We actually went on a big run recently, this week actually. We had loads of free bets that hit, and then yesterday I had 2 that didn't hit. So we've just come off a massive win streak, basically making money all week. We had 1 losing day, so we're due to go back to another streak. So this is the time to join and sign up. What I will also say as well, keep in mind with this, I should have mentioned this earlier, the books do get it wrong sometimes. So just like everything that I teach in this channel, it is not the silver bullet. It is not the one thing that's gonna work. You need to combine all these things together and then make an informed decision using all the bits of the information. Do that, you will make more money. Blacksmith, I'll catch you next time.